Ram presents the Canadian tradition.
Well, once again, we find ourselves here in the foothills of southwestern Alberta pursuing elk. And this is a species that has really piqued my interest over the last several years. I've had the opportunity to come out to Alberta on several outfitted hunts in the past, which has just been fantastic. And this week, we're joining up with my great friend, Vern McNeice, and he's offered us a trip out here to the province of Alberta, and I wasn't going to refuse.
The Canadian tradition is brought to you by Ram, built to serve. Cabela's, world's foremost outfitter. Under Armour, go where you don't belong. Polaris, the world leader in off-road. Steel, get the job done. Winchester, the American legend. Leupold, be relentless. Toyo Tires, driven to perform. Lund Boats, the ultimate fishing experience. WeatherTech, nothing protects like WeatherTech. And by Ducks Unlimited Canada, our wetlands, our future.
Finally, it's here. We're at the end of October, back in the beautiful province of Alberta, and we're about to start an elk hunt with my good friend, Vern McNeice. Now, you've seen Vern and I hunt last year together. We got a terrific elk. That was fantastic, and we got into a little bit of a wrestling match. So, you know, I've had a full year to train and build up for this, but I'm super excited to be back. All right, the good old tree. I bench sighted my rifle before we leave home. I have confidence that this scope is held true, but what I'd like to do is really mimic a hunting scenario. You've seen this over the last half a dozen years. Our shots typically come, we know this, off shooting sticks when we're in the field. So definitely getting comfortable using shooting sticks will help your accuracy, will help you practice, which definitely pays dividends when you do hit the field. I've almost exclusively used these AccuBond CTs from Winchester, 180 grains, and the performance that I have received out of these has just been fantastic. This combination of this Winchester XPR with those Winchester rounds have been fantastic. All right, so we took the first couple shots down here off the shooting sticks. Those bullets are literally a pinky width apart at 100 yards. So then I moved up here to this little crosshair target, fired 3 shots, one off the sticks that I knew was me. Then these 2 shots are really where I focused in, held that gun steady. So I'm about 1.5 inches, almost 2 inches high at 100 yards, which is exactly what I wanted to do. I'm going to put up a fresh target, take 1 shot off that shooting bench, walk down, and then I'll feel super confident in hitting the field the way that gun's shooting.
So we're located in the foothills just west of Calgary here in Alberta. We've got a real game-rich area with lots of elk, whitetail, muleys, moose a little bit further west. You go east, you've got pronghorns, sheep in the mountains. It's just a game-rich, abundant area.
When it comes to elk hunting out here in this part of Alberta, I think the scenery is just spectacular. I mean, if you're thinking about it as far as an elk point of view, you've got great food, you've got great habitat in low predator population out here in the foothills. So being able to get on to some of these big ranches with the helps of some great ranch landowners is just a blessing to have the permission to come out here and pursue these magnificent animals. Elk hunting this time of year really differs as far as hunting strategy compared to a September archery hunt.
Early in the year, these elk, they tend, when they're in the rut, they tend to be in smaller groups. It might be 20 to 50, 60, maybe up to 100.
This time of year, as the weather gets colder, those elk are really going to assimilate into large groups, which can provide fantastic hunting opportunities. I mean, to be able to sit here and witness these huge herds of elk moving across this ranch land, I mean, hunting aside, it's absolutely breathtaking to see.
These elk tend to, herd up into big groups, sometimes, 300-400 strong. So
that group's going to move as a whole herd. So some days those elk might be on your ranch property, some days they might be on the neighbors, but all you can be sure is you have to put your time in for an opportunity at one of these big bulls.
Closed captioning is provided by Havilon Knives.
The first morning's hunt, I mean, there's a lot of anticipation. Thoughts are rolling through your head on how hunts have played out in the past, and you kind of have a game plan, and some of the best laid plans can quickly diminish when that herd of elk decides to move. And that was a prime example this first morning's hunt. We got into position, left camp well before daylight, and walking up to that fence line, it's hard to describe the feeling and the thoughts that go through your mind when you're walking in the dark and you can hear those elk moving. You can hear those cows socializing with each other. You can hear those bulls still trying to keep some order between their groups of cows. And we had gotten to position right when those elk decided to cross the fence. As a hunting situation, we had done everything right. We were into position, we got within that critical shooting range, but this is where the hunt really started to fall apart. It was the first day hunt. We had a nice 5-point bull isolated from the herd, so I knew that if I did shoot, he was clear of other animals and I was going to be able to make an effective shot. The thing that wasn't great about this situation is that bull was skylined. And here we are, first morning out. I've got a legal elk tag in my pocket, and trust me, I'm excited to try to put it on one of these big bulls. But having that choice as a hunter to take a skyline shot, in my books, is a no-brainer. It's a no-go.
it was a tough thing for Taylor because, he comes all the way out from Ontario, and as we were starting our hike in, you could hear some of the elk already in the timber that on the neighbor's land to the south, and it's a no-go zone.
Out here you are hunting ranch land in close proximity to neighboring properties, and there's other sportsmen, sportswomen that are going to be in the field. Taking a skyline shot, if I had missed, is definitely not worth it in my book.
It was just one of those mornings. They left early, and it was really dark, and legal shooting was a few minutes away, and we had several bulls could have taken a shot at.
The law's the law. You do your best to check what sunrise is a half hour before that, and those elk got the slip because someone told them to leave the field 4 minutes early.
And, these elk are right here, and there's some big elk this year. And having them within 200-300 yards on the wrong side of the fence, it was tough.
What can I say about my friend Vern McNeice? He's honestly an A-class guy, honest as the day is long, a hard-working man, and more importantly, a family man. And that's one of the things, as I have a growing family, I'm starting to idolize people that spend a lot of time and value family time, and Vern's two boys have really gone through the ranks in junior wrestling, and Vern's wrestled just a ton. I mean, this guy has a lot of experience inside the ring, let's call it. And that's one of the things when I find out somebody's really good at, then I know I can get on their nerves. And you saw the elk show last year. Vern was about 3 seconds turning me upside down and rolling me up to a ball, and yeah, he won.
I don't know if you can call them wrestling matches, because it used to be we used to look each other in the eye and shake each other's hand, and we'd have a fair go. And now he's been blindsiding me and attacking me, and
I've been beaking at him, telling him, Vern, it's going to be different. It's going to be different.
Take your stuff off, you big chicken. Huh? Huh?
My glasses, my glasses.
Vern. What are you doing? Are you kidding me? Huh?
I've had a year, bud. This is only because I'm letting you.
This is the same thing as last year. You gotta quit. You're not a tough guy. You can't beat an old 50-year-old guy. You're not tough. Come here, put a little camel. A little bit of blend on there.
I think I swallowed a piece of cow dung.
Good grief. Let's go hunting.
You're lucky, Vern. Like a steel chainsaw, just hit the choke and pull the cord, pal. Ready to go.
Whew.
He keeps pushing. Keeps pushing one of these days.
Yeah, but not today.
Whew.
Gear Tech is presented by Off. Take the bite out of outdoor fun.
Nowadays, more and more hunters are seeking premium performance from a rifle that better fits into their budget. Recognizing this and constantly striving to please the end consumer, Winchester designers went to work and released their line of XPR rifles. Having had the opportunity to pack these beauties along on a few hunts myself, I was quick to see that Winchester did not sacrifice key high-end performance features when designing the XPR. Harnessing many downrange accuracy features like a premium button-rifled stress-relief barrel with a target crown, an MOA trigger system which provides crisp, clean breaks with no creeps, no follows, will ensure that this rifle can hold its own whether in the field or on the range punching paper. Available in a wide range of caliber options and equipped to withstand rigorous use in various weather conditions, this XPR definitely holds true to Winchester's roots in being the rifleman's rifle. If you're looking for a true never-quit workhorse that will put meat in your freezer, then you might want to have a hard look at the XPR line of rifles available from Winchester. Well, here it is, the second day of the hunt. Vern's located some elk that are held up in this timber pocket, but we're just going to pick our way through this and call every once in a while and see if we can get a bull to respond. It's one of those things where you've just got to keep trying, and finally you'll end up running into an active bull. So pretty excited early on in the hunt, and let's see what we can run into. Getting into this bush, it was a mixture of spruce trees, kind of boreal forest mixed with these poplars.
Okay, they're in this timber.
Yep.
Let's get set up. We'll just bugle, see if we can bugle back.
Yep.
And then we'll go from there.
Sounds good, man. This is kind of no different than what you would see us do turkey hunting. Now, yes, the species is different, but hunting strategies are very, very similar in that we're going to take our time, we're going to do some light calling, and try to revoke a response from one of these bulls.
A pretty good crosswind coming across here. They shouldn't smell us.
Actually, the wind's great. It covers our sound, mainly yours. And, you know, the only way we're going to get busted here is if these cows see us. I think he's over top.
Yep.
Might be a couple. Let's see if we can hear him.
Getting into this bush and hearing Vern bugle, with every bugle, the seconds after, you could hear a pin drop.
Nope.
Right there.
Good. So we can set up where you're not going to
Yeah,
move.
can I get up against that tree?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good one.
All right, Vern.
Vern dropped back, he broke off some sticks and started to rake some trees, which is showing that bull that, hey, I'm a dominant bull over here. I'm kind of getting a little bit fed up with that one's presence. You're just playing the back and forth game, and that's so exciting.
That bull probably sounded like he was 150 yards away. Hopefully he comes in here. Vern just bugled again. Okay, he's bugling. He's definitely coming. There's a cow right there. Where's he gonna pop up? Antler tips right there, right there, right there. Right there.
Outdoor Insight is brought to you by Spy Point Trail Cameras.
When it comes to choosing a set of all-terrain tires for the weather conditions that we get here in Canada, well, there are going to be many factors to consider. Lucky for us, the designers at Toyo Tires are one step ahead of the game with their Open Country AT2 line of tires. The Open Country All-Terrain 2s were designed for pickup truck and SUV users who spend as much time off-road as we do on-road. Sitting on a very durable tread, these tires were designed to significantly improve versatility. You can also notice that this tread wraps around the outside of the tire and into the sidewalls. This just isn't for looks, but it serves a purpose by increasing traction by expelling mud, sand, and snow. As for on the highway, this Open Country All-Terrain 2 is perfectly at home and provides increased traction in wet or icing conditions. Don't be caught off guard. Being here in Canada, our weather and road conditions can literally change in a blink of an eye. Be prepared and get a set of all-terrain tires that you can count on.
Where's he gonna pop up? Antler tips right there, right there, right there. Right there.
We were set up just below this knoll, and this bull came up. I could see the top 4 to 6 inches of his back.
Okay, he's walking. I've got no shot. He stopped right behind that tree.
As luck would have it, there was about a 4-inch poplar tree right over his vitals. Close encounter, definitely one for the books. Another successful hunt that we were so close, yet so far. But that's elk hunting. The next day's hunt worked out basically the same. These elk were in a very workable pocket of timber, and we thought, hey, it worked out yesterday. Let's try to get in there, try to do some calling, and you never know. All it takes is that one opportunity. We ended up just working our way over this little bit of a knoll, and a little meadow kind of came out in front of us.
See our legs down through there.
Okay, okay.
Walking through.
Let's just move over here and then I can get up top.
Yeah, there's right down there.
Yep.
Okay, there's cows coming through. Oh, look at that.
Hold on.
Tater, that's a good bull. 175.
Okay, he's got the cow in front of him.
Don't shoot.
No. He's got that cow in front of him, Vern, but those cows are going to the left.
Let me know if you're gonna shoot.
Okay. They're starting to spook, Vern. I don't have a shot.
Don't shoot.
Okay, they're out. No. He moved off to the left. I didn't have a shot. The cow was right there.
In this big bull, he was so focused on trying to work his cows. But I tell you, in this case, those cows are what saved that bull.
People don't understand that just because you're close to 100 head of elk doesn't mean that they're easy to get.
That's one of the things about elk hunting. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it's really these close encounters that spark that interest, to spark that hunger within us to get out there and try it. I can assure you, if you haven't been out here to this part of Alberta and pursued these awesome animals, you don't know what you're missing. It is absolutely thrilling. Whether you're going home with an elk at the end of the day in the back of your truck, or you're just taking that walk out of the field with a good friend. It's the stories that are shared, it's the memories that are created, and it's that drive to always try to get the next one.
The Canadian tradition has been brought to you by Ram. Built to serve. Cabela's, world's foremost outfitter. Under Armour, go where you don't belong. Polaris, the world leader in off-road. Steel, get the job done. Winchester, the American legend. Leupold, be relentless. Toyo Tires, driven to perform. Lund Boats, the ultimate fishing experience. WeatherTech, nothing protects like WeatherTech. And by Ducks Unlimited Canada, our wetlands, our future.
Follow The Canadian Tradition on Facebook and make sure to visit thecanadiantradition.com for news, contests, and show recipes.